Good morning, everybody. Good morning. We are back. As usual, we're in living color. Our color lives as you see it here. Today, we are the ladies in red and pink. Happy Valentine's Day. Happy Galentine's Day to all my girls that's here and everyone around the world. Happy Valentine's Day to all those couples, and happy Valentine's Day to the loves of my life. We are coming to you this morning on this Valentine's Day to say, fight for what you love because love always wins. We are just outside of the Fight for Your Money boot camp that had been going on all week. Whew. If you missed the boot camp, you missed a treat. Not a trick, but a treat. But we have replays available. If you go to bit.ly/moneyfight21, use the code word fight in all caps because you got to fight for what you love because love always wins. And you can get the replays for $10.10. But don't procrastinate too long because Coach doesn't know that I'm doing this, y'all. And y'all better not turn me in because this is a love day. Y'all better not turn me in. So you better get your replays quickly before things change. I'm going to pass it off to my beautiful co-host. Y'all introduce yourselves and you know love always wins.
Hey everybody, I'm Monique Spalding. So excited to be here with you. It is St. Valentine's Day, the love day. And so how's everybody doing today? We're super excited. As Rose said, we just came off of a major, originally supposed to be 4 days, but then Coach being the GOAT coach, life master coach, business coach that she is, popped in, gave us a pop-up on yesterday, and it actually turned out to be 5 days worth of Fight for Your Money boot camp. Just totally phenomenal. You can catch the replays, as Rose said. Go to bit.ly /money fight 21 and then put in the code in all caps fight FIGHT all caps, and you'll get $10 off the ticket price. You'll be able to participate in the replays. You'll be able to be in the Facebook group, private Facebook group, where all the action is going on. It's just totally amazing. But now, talking about fight for you, what you love. And before we came on live, we were talking about how that could be positive or negative. And so I just wanted to bring in to the discussion a little bit of nostalgia. It's not good nostalgia, but it's negative nostalgia. It's something bad that really happened. St. Valentine's Day is noted for the St. Valentine's Day massacre that took place in 1929 between the gangsters Al Capone and Bugsy Malone in Chicago, Illinois. So unfortunately, that's history goes with the city. I know, Dr. Cynthia, you're in Chicago, and we were talking about that before going on the air. But, you know, it was just truly amazing how this day can really have a lot of different emotions concerned with it. Now, I'm single, so I don't have a boo, but that's okay because, you know, my love, the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ died for me on the cross at Calvary, and I count him to be my Valentine's every Valentine's. But that's okay. I'm not hating, or I'm not throwing no tea or no shade or anybody that has a boo. Congratulations that you have a boo. But it's just phenomenal day, just phenomenal to be here on this platform of the Reverend Dr. Danielle Winningham, just giving honor to her. Happy Valentine's Day, Coach, and just want to wish you all a wonderful Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. I'm Latalia Palmer, the Dream Igniter, and so excited to be on this platform, like Monique said, of Danielle Winningham, our coach, and coming off of an extreme high from the Fight for Your Money boot camp. And as Monique said, sometimes we use words interchangeably, and we have our own interpretation and definition for a word depending on the phase of our life that we're in or the state of consciousness that we're in. And so for me, fighting for my money, fighting for what I love is really about putting my hands up, but putting my hands up internally, and staking claim and what it is that I desire to experience in my life, putting up walls, boundaries to anything that is a naysayer within my being or externally, and going for what I want. And sometimes that could look really gangster, and sometimes it could look really subtle. It could feel subtle, right? And so when we think about, I think about my battle with cancer. We call that a battle. That's a battleground, right? And I had to fight for my life. I had to fight to build my faith. I had to fight to build love for myself. I had to fight to see or believe in the unseen, right? And so there's a different type of fight that comes, again, with the different state or consciousness that you're in. And so today, fighting for what I love looks like fighting for my money because I know that I'm fighting against generational patterns that didn't serve me or my family, right? And oftentimes that fight requires you to just be diligent, persistent about what you want, going in day after day, no matter how many rounds it takes. You have to build your stamina so that you can fight for what you want in your life. And so, Al Capone and them folks fought for what they thought was important, and they fought in the way that they knew how to fight, what their works required of them, quote unquote. But my fight requires me to be diligent about who I am, who God is in my life, to remember that, stay steadfast, be persistent, see the unseen promise, and go get it.
That was some good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Hello, everybody. I am Vicki Kirk May. I am better known as the Educators Passion Accelerator. And I'm just going to say love conquers all. Love conquers all. Love wins. Love trumps everything, and when we talk about this money fight, let me tell you something. There's no need to get in the fight if you don't have a why behind it. If you don't have some love that's going to keep the momentum going. If you don't have love that's going to give you purpose. If you don't have love that's going to give you a reason to not just, it's okay to get in the fight. But in this day and age, we got to have what it takes to stay in the fight. And love gives us that staying power. LaTalia, you just said diligence. Love will give you the diligence, the commitment, the wherewithal, to do it. And if 2020 didn't teach us anything, it taught us that we don't have time to wonder whether or not we should get in the fight. The time is now. Tomorrow is not promised. The next minute is not promised. So what is that thing that God has been telling you to do? Who has he been telling you to bless? Who has he been telling you to forgive? Who has he been telling you to love? What is it that what assignment has God given you? And you have been procrastinating. You have been ducking. You have been dodging. You have been putting it off because you think that tomorrow is promised. What is it that what problem has he told you to solve that money can solve? Because you won't get in the fight, you cannot be the solution that God has called you to be. And so today, happy Valentine's Day. For me, Valentine's Day is every day. Every day I'm going to show up and love somebody. Every day I'm going to give you your flowers. Every day I'm going to say, thanks for being in my life. Because tomorrow is not promised. Today, make a decision to get in the fight. Today, make the decision to click on bit.ly/moneyfight21 and lovingly give that $10.10 so you can show up in your loved one's life, so you can leave that legacy behind. Guess what? You're the chosen one. So no longer can we sit back and think that it might be somebody else. It's you. It's your responsibility. And so something as simple as clicking on a link, making the decision that you're going to get in the fight, that you're going to stay in the fight, and that you're going to manifest whatever it is that you want to manifest, so that you can be the love that your loved ones need you to be. And so I'm just excited about today. I'm excited about the renewed strength that God has given me on today. And I'm gonna love on some folks real hard today. And I suggest that you all do the same.
Yes. Good morning, everyone. I am Dr. Cynthia R. Armstead, and thank you for joining us here again with the Weekend Warriors. We've had this conversation this morning. We always have the show before the show, and nothing over here is going to be left to and subject to interpretation. When we say fight, we're going to tell you exactly what we mean. So no one else has to interpret our words. We will interpret them for you. And I think my gal pals over here, I'm enjoying this morning. I say happy Galentine's Day because I'm spending some time with my beautiful business gal pals this morning and enjoying this segment. Fight for your money. We just finished the Fight for Your Money boot camp. It was supposed to be 4 days. Coach gave a bonus session yesterday. Again, she left nothing to interpretation. We're fighting for our money. We are fighting for our financial equality, for our earnings, to be paid what we're worth and to know our value. And then that turns into the legacy wealth that we can leave to those who we love and to our family members, and we can share with those who are important to us, because we are not being selfish with these earnings. We're using that to build our platforms and to share out that information. And Rose would always say, sharing is caring. And I know that's definitely about love. That's completely unselfish. And so it starts here and it starts right now. Go to bit.ly/moneyfight21. You can get all of the replays if you've missed it. Even if you were there, you're getting your replays. You go back. You guys know I always say it's like a great movie. It gets better and better when you watch it a second and a third time, because you pick up things that you didn't see the first time. So with all the information we got, my notepad was full, but I could not take notes fast enough. I don't know shorthand, so I have to go back to my replays and pick up what Coach was putting down. That's for sure. I mean, so many different things: business building, grants. Find out, things that those of you guys who have business who didn't even look at the PPP money situation to see if you actually qualify for that. Get those funds and utilize those funds to build your business. Now that's love. It's all about love. When I think about fighting for my money, I think about what I love to say about being my own boss, having the money that you need in your life and having the monies that you need in your business. It allows you a certain lifestyle. For me, what that looks like the freedom to do the things that I would like to do in business and in my personal life. It's freedom of having time to spend without boundaries and without being placed in a box and saying you have to do this from this time to this time, and you can only take a break from this 30 minutes or this hour, and you can only take a vacation day when you're being told that you didn't take one and somebody else has to give that approval. So for me, for my money, okay, I'm taking all the tips from the boot camp. Coach over-delivered as always. I'm taking copious notes, but I'm also implementing those things to change the trajectory of where I'm going in my life and in my business, so that I can just be free to share more love. So that's what it's all about. Like I said, go out to bit.ly/moneyfight21. You're going to get this for half off. $10.10. Coach went for 5 days. So that's less than $2.50 a day. Okay. I don't know where you can buy anything for that. I don't even know if you can buy a package of gum anymore for that cost. So go out, get those tickets, 50% off on the boot camp, get the replays, and then implement the strategies. So we're fighting for our money. Come on, Rose.
Yes, and speaking about that boot camp again, we applied for over $30,000 worth of grants. So a couple of them have expired now, but you can still get the links when you register at bit.ly/moneyfight21. You can register and still get the links to apply for some of the ones that haven't expired yet.
Absolutely.
That was a huge bonus because she actually took us through the process of how to complete the application. And a lot of us get caught up in the intimidation and overwhelm of completing those forms. So that was absolutely priceless. Thanks for bringing that up, Monique.
Absolutely. And if you do the math,
you
know I'm always about the numbers. If you do the math, $30,000, an opportunity to be a grant recipient of over $30,000 worth of individual grants. If you do the math and you divide that $30,000 by $10.10, I think you are well ahead on your return on investment, because it's not that Coach gave you the links to go and apply for those grants. She walked you step by step through those questions on how to answer them and how to answer them well. That is worth $10.10 in itself. That's worth $10,010 itself, because it sets you up for success. It gives you the framework on how to apply for grants going forward, not just for these grants, but it sets you up with a skill that can last you a lifetime. So, what greater love is there than to share with someone else a skill set that you can maintain or that you can have for a lifetime? Love is a verb, it's an action word. So in the boot camp, Coach put forth action. There's no greater love or unselfishness than to teach someone else how to do something, because she didn't have to do that. She could have kept it all to herself and kept it close to her chest, but she didn't. She unselfishly shared that, just like we are unselfishly sharing with you all this morning. There's no greater love than that. What y'all think?
I agree.
Love does. Love is what love does.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And I think the older we get, the more we understand that it's not about lip action. It just came a time just in relationships, whether they were platonic relationships or romantic relationships. At some point, you get tired of just hearing the words.
Mm-hmm.
You want some action behind it.
That's right.
And so, I can't just continue to tell my children and my grandchildren that I'm leaving a legacy behind, and then they don't see me put forth the action, or when something comes up, then, mama or grandma can't see them through, because I haven't done what I'm supposed to do. And so to me, it's about being in alignment. I can't just talk the talk. I have to walk the walk. And so love is what love does. Christ, he didn't just say he loved us and then let us die in our sins. He was like, I don't care how hard it get. I don't care about the persecution. I don't care about them spitting on me. I don't care about them taking me from judgment hall to judgment hall. I don't care about the cross that I had to carry. Jesus didn't care about any of that. He cared about us. He loved us. And so he said, I got to show them that I love them by hanging on the cross. And so what is it that we're doing to show those that we say that we love? You can't, you be about it. Can't nobody talk about my mama. Can't nobody talk about my children. I'm a fight for mine. But, what do you fight? What do you mean? What do you really mean when you say fight? Because see, when I say fight, I mean, I'm going to get up early, in the morning. One thing Coach touched on, she was like, you too tired when you get off work. That was me. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm going to put in so many hours, when I get off work. I was dead tired. So I learned how to get up 2 hours early and get those 2 hours in every day. See, to me, that's fight. I'm willing to invest money to make money. That's fight. At some point, we got to stop with all this crazy, this talk and don't do anything. I mean, like, it's time out for it. It's aggravating. I don't even want to hear it. When my clients, go to talking and talking. After 2 months, all you doing is talking. I'm like, come on, piss or get off the pot. What are you doing here? And so, figure out what your fight really looks like. And, and get in alignment.
That's good, Vicki. That's good, because it's different for everybody. But it has to have, regardless of what the difference is, there has to be some action behind it. It has to be. Lip service is not action. It's just a voice. And you want to be the voice and not the echo. How do you do that?
Woo,
you get up and you get up and you put some action behind the voice. And that's what silences the echo that's not productive. Because if it's a productive echo, you want the waves to go out like it does when you throw that stone in the pool. But if it's all just lip service, really, what are you unselfishly giving? What are you unselfishly giving? So, see, fight means different things to different people. And if you want what you say you want, then you got to do what others will do. And that's where the rubber meets the road. What's y'all's thoughts behind that?
Yes, that is. And with me being in the military or prior military, that mentality of fighting for your country. One of the things that I learned early on in my military training, I used to think that I was serving my country and I was willing to fight, meaning I was willing to die for my country. And I'm telling you, those drill sergeants changed my mind shift real quick. They was like, no, Spalding, it's not your right to die for your country. It is your right to make that other person, for you to fight, to make that other person die for their country. I was just like, oh, my goodness, that's a different kind of fight. That's
lay it all on the line.
I know, that's everything, but and for those of you who might be watching that are veterans, we just thank you for your service, but for fighting for our country and helping us with our liberties and our freedom so that we can celebrate holidays like today, Valentine's Day. And so if you're just tuning in, you are watching the BYOB Weekend Morning Show, and we are wishing you a happy Valentine's Day, and we are talking about fighting for the things that you love. And so please share out the broadcast. We've coming off a wonderful 4+ day boot camp, 5-day boot camp, a Fight for Your Money boot camp with the Reverend Dr. Danielle Winningham, our coach, who is the GOAT concerning master life and master business coach. And we are just in awe and want to give you an opportunity to chime in, to register, get the replays, and apply and learn how to apply for some of these grants that we were actually taking through during the boot camp, and on how to apply for those grants. Over $30,000 of grants we apply for. Go to bit.ly/moneyfight21 to register.
There you have it. And Monique, I just want to say from me and everybody up here, thank you for your service. Because you gave unselfishly.
Thank you. Yes, Monique.
There's no greater than being willing to lay it all on the line. And to lay it on the line for people you've never met and don't know anything about. You laid it on the line for people you knew that loved you, but also for people you know that didn't. Think about that. Think about it. She was willing to lay it all on the line, her life, for people she knew that loved her, but she also laid it on the line for people she know would never love her. So I said thank you to you, Monique, and to all the veterans out there, because they just weren't laying it on the line for those that love them. They laid it on the line for those who did not, and still may not. And there's no greater love than that. Because y'all, love always wins. Regardless of how you do it, always wins. Now, getting on back to this boot camp, the GOAT, Dr. Winningham, she laid it on the line. She put action. She put in the action behind what she laid out there. And how she's still serving, and she's giving you all a code in capital letters, fight. Go to bit.ly/moneyfight21. Use the code fight in capital letters. You can get your replays for $10.10. They're worth $10,000, more than that, because this is a skill set. These are things you'll learn that will serve you for a lifetime. I can't stress that. It's not like you learn something today and it'll be gone away and it won't serve you anymore. This can serve you for a lifetime. And then you have the replay, so you can hit the start button, implement, hit the start button, hit the stop button, go to sleep, wake up, start all over again. You can do it at your leisure. So really, there's no excuse. There's no excuse for taking action. Y'all know I was going to throw that sleep thing in there because, one of my favorite pastimes. But, yeah, you can get to action.
Right. Go out.
Days in
Get
life.
The
It's not too much you can do at your own leisure.
Right. I'll tell you one thing I love about Coach's replays. For those of you who might be saying, well, the replays are gonna be a little different than actually being there live, because Coach brings so much energy into what she does. The replays, I promise you, it's gonna be just like you were there live. I mean, you're going to steal the same energy, the same passion, the same urgency to go and get your bag, all of it. You're going to feel it coming through the replays. And so, what are you waiting on? I mean, just do it. Just do it for $10.10. Oh my gosh. And these just the past 5 days have been just life-changing. I mean, I have such a fight in me. never before, because it's my time. And I believe it. And I know that what I've been believing God for, it's about to happen. You know, and so do you feel it? Do you feel it? Someone once told me, if you want the blessings of God, if you want the blessings of God to drop in your lap, you have to place your lap, position your lap where God is dropping the blessings. Where God is dropping the blessings in this community. God is dropping the blessings, you know, through a Coach Danielle Winningham. You know, so you want this, you know, this aha moment in your business. You want this breakthrough in your business. And God is keep throwing you, hey, this is it, this is it. And every time he throw you the life support, you looking somewhere else, and he's like, man, she missed it again. Man, he missed it again.
Wow.
I'm telling you, if you want to resurrect your business, if you want to breathe love into your business, you're going to want to connect with Coach Danielle. I mean, yeah, I might be biased, but you would be too if you are about to come upon a 6-figure launch.
Ooh, come on now.
Go on with your biased self, girl.
I'm just saying. I mean, I can't help it. See, I don't have nothing. I don't have nothing but love for somebody who's gonna help me with a 6-figure launch. I'm talking about in less than in 30 days, something that I haven't made on my job in a whole year. I mean, we got to be for real with this. So why wouldn't you want to connect?
That's right.
If what you've been doing isn't working, why you keep doing it? I'm just gonna be honest. Sometimes we just stupid. Can I just say stupid? I don't use that as an educator. I don't use that word often. But I'm just gonna, sometimes as grown folks, we just plain old stupid. And we just keep doing the same stuff over and over again, thinking it's gonna work. You know, and it's just not. Nobody is that dumb. I mean, give yourself credit for something. You're smart, you're intelligent, you know, you're gifted, you're creative. You got what it takes. Why you keep letting the enemy tell you something different? My battery is low. I got to go and get my charger. You know, stop. You got what it takes. Come on, connect with somebody. And let's make this thing happen. I mean, I want it to happen for you. We want it to happen for you just as much, if not more, than you do. So give yourself a chance. Some of us give up before we even get in the fight. Now, really? Who does that in 2021? I'm just saying.
That's right. It's time out. It's time out for stopping right before you cross the finish line. Because as you know, as we have experienced things in life, you know it always becomes the hardest. Right when it seems like you think you're at the end, and then things get really difficult. And you say, well, maybe this isn't for me. Maybe this wasn't the right move. Well, it's time out for doubting yourself. It's about the relationship you have with you, the relationship you have with your money. That's one of the things that I had to pay attention to in the first night of the boot camp. Because you all are wondering, replays of what? Replays of one, what are you saying to your money? How are you treating your money? Have you treated money badly and you expect it to treat you nicely? Think about that. It's about relationship. We look at relationship as one to another, but you have relationship with the things in your consciousness and in your mind that flows outwardly. Your money. How have you been treating your money? Have you been just throwing money out the window, as they say? But then you want money to come back and multiply for you. But have you treated it in a way that it would want to hang out with you. You know, would money want to be your friend? If you think about how you treat your money. Think about how you treat your friends. Would money want to be your friend from the way that you treat it? So I had to apologize to my money for some of the things that I have done to it, done with it, or done without it. Some of the things that I may not have helped someone else out when they needed it because I was being selfish and I was being a money hoarder. So those are the things that we're talking about. You start out with building that foundation. Then Coach went into teaching us how and showing us how to multiply our money. Because you may have a little bit, but you can do a lot with a little. I had to apologize because I was despising or not being diligent to small beginnings. Small beginnings. Well, guess what? In order to get to the end for a big payoff, you first have to start in the beginning with a little. A little does not become a lot unless you put some action and some movement behind it. You don't start off, well, some people do, but most people don't start off with a lot. You start off with a little and you learn how to multiply that. Just like the father who gave the sons the talents in the Bible. He gave one son one, he gave one son two, he gave one son 4 or 5. What did they do with them is what mattered. The action behind it. It's the action behind it. So that's what we're talking about here today, y'all. Y'all want to jump in with that?
I like that, Rose. And, you know, another thing I'll add is that a lot of us are stuck, right? And not understanding or realizing that we're stuck. Vicki talked about, you know, doing the same thing over and over again. And so when you find yourself in unhealthy cycles and you see yourself producing results that are not serving you, you get to make a different decision. You get to make a choice that's going to serve you and that's going to serve your loved ones. And I believe that once people understand that they have a choice between what they're conditioned in, what they're used to versus where they want to be, they'll make a different decision. And so if you have to listen to that replay multiple times to allow it to seep into your consciousness so that you can get it, then give yourself permission to do that. Give yourself permission. Allow yourself to be open to another way of thinking, another way of being, another way of expressing yourself in the world, another way of showing up for yourself. When we talk about love, you know, they say love your neighbor the way you love yourself. It starts with yourself, right? And loving the life that God gave you and understanding that the more love you pour in, the more love is going to flow out. The more love, I think, Rose, you said it, is going to pour from who you are, from your being, from your consciousness, right? And so knowing that that love is at your core, allowing that to shine, allowing that to guide your steps, guide your decisions, be compassionate with yourself and know that you deserve a shot. I think Vicki said that earlier. You deserve a chance. Give yourself that chance. $10.10, right? BITLY Money Fight 21.
Absolutely. Latalia, you spoke earlier when we first started this conversation about fighting the interpretation and subject to the challenge that's in front of you at that time. If we think about our co-host Monique, she was once in the fight for her life for, you know, our country and what that stood for and where she was positioned at that time. Now she's in the fight of a lifetime for her business. So when the circumstances change, you have to change along with it. You have to pivot. Because as Vicki was stating, you know, why would you continue to do the same old thing if you're not getting the results that you anticipate getting? So as circumstances change, you have to also pivot and make the change. And so now we're here before you saying fight for your money. We're fighting for our money and our business. I always say, money isn't per se everything, but it is just like air. Try living without it. I don't think you'll go very far. So you use it and you use it wisely. Coach spoke about our relationships with money, and Rose just told you guys about the relationship with money and how do you treat money and how do you respect money. And Coach also said if there's any lack of money, if you feel any lack at all, it's not money's fault. It's your fault that you are feeling in lack. Vicky stated, Coach told us, get up 2 hours early and do your work to fight for what it is that you want. If you have other commitments to other places, you get up and you fight for yours first before you go out and fight for somebody else's dream and do the work of someone else's dream. You fight for your dream first. Give your first fruits to yourself. And to your business. And actually, in turn, what happens is, and I go back to Rose's statement of sharing is caring, because once you have those things, you share, it almost happens automatically. Coach will be the first one to tell you somebody out there not only wants, but they need what you have. So this is unselfish of you to go out and get what you need to do to build that firm foundation, because somebody else is depending on you. I always think about Coach, and we call her the Harriet Tubman of our group. Okay. Coach is piloting this thing based off of what she's experienced. She said when she was starting, nobody really looked like her. She didn't have the same resource. So God gave her the gifts, strengths, and talents to move and be positioned where she is now. Okay. She is at the front. She's at the head of this thing. She's leading the way. But guess what? Sometimes if we feel like the road is getting rocky and the journey is getting bumpy, guess what I do? Because I'm a passenger. She's the coach. She's at the head of the thing. I'm a passenger on this journey. So I lock arms with Rose. I lock arms with Natalia. She locks arms with Vicky. Vicky locks arms with Monique. And we take that road, that bumpy ride together, but we stay on track. So you have Coach at the head, you got us as passengers, you got somebody at the caboose also bringing it up in the rear to make sure that everybody stays on point and on track. So that's what this community is all about. I would be remiss if I did not mention what you get over here in this community. It's like no other community. There was a time when I thought, well, I might need to drop off. And one of the sisters here said, no, I got you. She locked arms with me, and when my faith was wavering, she held me steady and held me up. So I was able to borrow from her faith when my faith was low in this thing. I had another sister who looked at me and she was very candid. And she said, you've been hanging out and just kind of hanging and taking a little boot camp here and a little course here. Sis, it's time for you to level up. There's levels to this thing. So you get in for this $10.10, bit.ly/moneyfight21. Use the code in capital letters FIGHT. If this is where you have to start, you get in where you fit in. And as time goes along, then you ramp it up, you level it up in the fight for your money. There's levels to this thing. You're not going to come in and go from 1 to 1 million overnight. It doesn't happen that way. So Coach meets you where you are. Once you do this, then you'll be able to see that there are opportunities for you to become even more involved on different levels and level up when that time is there, because you cannot stay in one place. That's for sure. You can come and get in this boot camp, get this information, but I promise you, you will not stay there. The soil is too rich over here on this side for you not to grow. This is a starting point. This is a seed. The good ground is here. It's seed time and harvest. The good ground is here. The soil has been nurtured. Plant your $10.10 seed in this good soil, and I guarantee you'll grow. I'm so sure that you'll grow. I'm going to say it right here, right now. If you don't grow watching this broadcast and following these instructions, I'll give you your $10.10 back. If your face is that small and you don't think you're gonna grow, yeah, inbox me. Cynthia Arnstead on Facebook. I will give you gladly your $10.10 back. But I don't think it's gonna happen that way. I'm like Vicky. I'm biased. Come on. Don't be left behind.
Well, ladies, anything else you all want to add in our closing out this morning? Because I think we've put some love on the people today.
Rose, I'll just add that, just be mindful of what you're loyal to. Last weekend, we talked about loyalty. And sometimes we're loyal to our struggle, we're loyal to our humble beginnings, and we take pride in that. We wear that S on our chest, and we happy we can make a miracle meal out of some dry beans and dry potatoes, right? But we can be another type of woman. We can be an abundant woman. We can be an inspired woman. We get to choose, and we get to choose what we're loyal to. So that's my last words for today.
I think I would want to share with you guys what has resonated with me. One of the things that have resonated with me these past few days, sitting at the feet of Coach, and that is, we have not because we ask not.
Come on now.
Ask God for what you want, and ask Him ask for the big things. We serve a big God that can do exceedingly and abundantly above all that we could ever imagine or think of. And so, for me, my big ask is 100. I'm not even gonna say 100. It's a 6-figure launch. And guess what? That 6-figure could be $999,000. That's the type of God that I serve. And so I'm no longer saying I want 100K. No, 6 figures. God, just do you. Show yourself strong and mighty on my behalf. I've asked Him for that. And so I'm asking, I'm believing, I'm receiving. And so on this Valentine's Day, allow God to love on you in a big way by you asking Him for that big thing, and let Him love on you enough to give it to you.
Absolutely. This is what I got out of all of this morning. Latalia, you're the one that brought it up, and all of you all have chimed in behind it. Is that it's okay to give yourself permission to ask for what you want. And don't be afraid to ask for what you want. We're so tuned into not getting what we ask for that we become afraid to ask. We may ask, but we may ask for half of it, or we may ask for a small portion of it. God's not a small portion God. Never has been, never will be. And it's okay, because some people don't know that you get to make the choices you want to make for your life. It's okay to say, I don't want to do this, but I want to do that. And then do it. And then do it. You have permission. You can make your own decisions and your own choices. Some folks don't know that they can do that. You have a choice, and you can always exercise that choice. And as long as you exercise it in love for you and for your legacy and for your family, or sometimes it's just for you, it's okay. You can do that. So, in closing today, we thank you all for joining us. Happy Valentine's Day, happy Galentine's Day, happy V Day, happy whatever day you want to call it. And if no one else tells you today that they love you, we love you. And there's nothing you can do about it. You can't make us take it back. We're going to love all over you as we love all over ourselves. So, bit.ly/moneyfight21. Use the code word FIGHT. And let that code word be the fight that you win for yourself. Have a good day, everybody. Bye.
Bye-bye.